for duty. It's your boy Benton. Welcome to Cryptopia, the intergalactic headquarters of everything crypto and blockchain, brought to you by CryptoLiveLeak. We have a great show lined up for you guys this week. Going to be diving into a lot of fun topics that I've been researching and learning about over the past couple weeks. No special guests today, but we will have some new segments for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to be bringing to you our vocab of the week. We're going to be talking the coolest crypto app of this week, and also going to be highlighting a cryptocurrency of this week in our newest segment, Crypto Babe of the Week. Super stoked. Let's fucking go. This week, we are talking DAO, D-A-O. What is it? What does it stand for? What does it even mean? A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. So there is the company DAO that you may or may not have heard of, and then there's the kind of overarching entity that is DAO. So we're going to be breaking down both of those today, give you a little brief history on what the DAO organization was, what happened to it, what we learned from that, and then what DAO is being used for today. DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. What does that mean? These are entities that operate through smart contracts. And for those of you who don't know what the smart contracts are, a smart contract is a self-executing contract with terms of agreements between parties that are initially done by code. Parties don't have to know each other. They can be anonymous. They can transact based on these kind of railroads that have been built by these contracts, and they can initiate exchanges, and they kind of have this set rules and guidelines of which they kind of operate within. Very cool subject matter that I kind of was able to explore, watch a little bit of a conference this week on it, talking about some of the applications of it and what industries are going to be affected by that. DAO it allows trusted transactions and agreements to be carried out among those parties without there being any central authority, a legal system, or external enforcement mechanisms of any kind. So like I said earlier, essentially what is happening is creating this ecosystem with rules and guidelines of how to kind of behave and act within its kind of silo, and it allows these parties to interact without having somebody sitting there and stamping the papers and approving everything, making sure everything's all right. They're built these train tracks and say, hey, train A, you can go to, where train B is. You just got to follow the rules and the guidelines. Bingo, bango. There was a company and an organization that was called DAO, and give you a brief little synopsis, a little backstory about them, is that they decided to create this system and organization that was based on Ethereum. So what they did is they built this whole program and built this kind of ecosystem. And then in 2016, it got hacked for right around $70 million. A hacker was able to kind of expose some flaw in their system and their code where they could reverse transactions. So he kind of slowly started to reverse all these transactions and stopped at 70 million. If you all recall or are familiar with the event, Ethereum had to hard fork and kind of restructure, reorganize, and they were able to kind of get some of the funds back on track and reallocate things, and big whole rigmarole. But essentially what happened was the DAO organization themselves that issued their cryptocurrency, the DAO, I guess what a lot of people call them is the DAO Genesis, because they were the ones that kind of started everything, is they essentially got crushed after this. A lot of people thought their security was flawed and just had a lot of problems with it. The SEC actually cracked down on them and essentially collapsed the whole organization itself. So the company DAO itself kind of crumbled after that incident, but the thought and concept of a decentralized autonomous organization still thrives, and that's what we're going to kind of dive in here today with. And so the DAO itself is being used in many different niches. The conference that I attended this week spoke on how it's being applied to DeFi. Obviously, you guys already know from DeFi, from speaking with DeFi Dad and learning all about that stuff. That is essentially, they're trying to build a DAO to organize this new financial system so that people can anonymously transact and not have to have somebody sitting there stamping and approving everything and managing these transactions. So that's kind of what's happening in the DeFi space, is DAO is being created and used in that space to create these train tracks for commerce. And then on top of that, they were also diving into the applications within the gaming world. So computer games, video games, you name it. A lot of these games like World of Warcraft or other RPG open world games where you kind of have these clans or people that get together and resource things. They were talking about how DAO could be used in those instances to manage a guild or kind of manage and oversee certain aspects of a game, whether that's rewards or rule changes or updates, things like that. That's kind of what they spoke about, and I thought that was really cool. I'm a gamer, and I thought, holy shit, like what would happen if they started applying some of these things to the Call of Duties of the world, to, you know, different things with Madden or FIFA or NHL hockey, whatever it is. Any of these video games where you're kind of bringing people together in an open world and having them play along together, whether it's sports, whether it's going to be more of that World of Warcraft type of game. But it is interesting to think about is if they can get these railroad tracks built inside of these systems and deploy it. You essentially don't have the things that happen with the Call of Duty where they shove an update through your Xbox every week, and it's something where they're changing the game around and some of the rules that you don't even want them to change. So by instituting a DAO, what would happen is there would be voting that would happen within the community with game players, with these smart contracts that would allow certain people to manage certain aspects of it, whether it's on a voting basis or whether it's on a reward basis or, you know, veteranship, whether how long you've been playing the game, those kind of things would give you certain voting power. So like I said, DAO can be structured in a lot of different ways, but it's being interesting to see how it's being applied to things like gaming, other things in the world like DeFi. I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff that I'm not thinking of right now, but those were kind of a lot of the use cases they were talking about in this conference this week, and I thought that was really, really cool. So for you guys this week, I hope that was a little nugget. If you didn't know what DAO was, DAO is, like I said, decentralized autonomous organizations, mostly built off Ethereum, and it's doing a lot of cool shit. So if you don't know anything about it, look it up, do some research, and take a deep dive. Our new segment, this is the coolest crypto app of the week. Big shout out to DeFi Dad, my guy. This guy is the man. Cannot wait to meet him in person once this whole pandemic stuff is over. And I asked him this week, I was like, dude, I'm looking for an app where it's kind of like an auto trade thing where if I want to just kind of passively manage my assets and just kind of have it ebb and flow with the marketplace where, you know, it allocates certain assets when they're low, and then it kind of manages those while it's reaching the peak of things. So I can just kind of have, you know, an average of it up and down, and I'm not constantly having to ride these waves out. And he shot me a message right over, was all over it, and was telling me a great crypto app to use for this. So he recommended TokenSets.com. If you guys have not checked out TokenSets.com, it's essentially an automated asset strategy portfolio manager, if you will. For those of you that are familiar with eToro, similar concept where it allows you to copy trade vetted traders that are on the website, and they kind of get social credit on this website, so they're ranked, so you can kind of see what their performances have been in the past, all that kind of good stuff. So there is the little eToro aspect, which I have tried in the past. And then the other aspect was they have kind of robots that are pre-made templates on portfolio management, whether that means you want to follow the moving average, whether that means you want to follow certain deviations with the RSI, which is the relative strength index. So those kind of things I thought were awesome. I'm still kind of playing around with it, but I absolutely love it because, like I said, I am a hodler at heart. I don't like to do day trading, so to speak, but I will kind of move some things around when I do see some changes in the market. So I was just kind of thinking of like, hey, what if I could just essentially have this automated thing that could do that? And here you go, TokenSets.com. If you have not checked it out, I would definitely give it a look and see what you think. As I said, never giving you a financial investment advice. This is just more so a tool to keep in your toolkit. And this is just something that I really liked because this is an idea that I had weeks ago, and I was kind of struggling to find something like this. And my guy, DeFi Dad, just hooked me up and sent me right over to TokenSets.com. So if you guys don't know, now you do know. But that's going to get us rolling right into our next segment. This is a new segment every week. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so this week we have our cryptocurrency coin of the week, brought to you by lunarcrush.com. If you've not checked out Lunar Crush, holy shit. Okay, we're talking, this is a social media listening app, really, that takes in all kind of social media listening skills from the internet, from Twitter, from Instagram, all over the place, and essentially creates a marketplace for what's being talked about, and it ranks them based on their specifications. Lunarcrush.com, go check it out. I fell in love with it months ago. Special shout out to them. They're just friggin' awesome. I can't get enough of them. I'm literally looking at Lunar Crush every day. Not the point, though. The point is the cryptocurrency coin of the week, which is on what happened to be the coin of the day today, was Cardano. If you guys have not heard of Cardano, I'm sure you have. All the traders out there, you already know. Okay, but for those of you that are new, all those newcomers, talking to you. Cardano, what is it? Cardano, it intends to be an open source smart contract platform, and it aims to provide multiple features through layered design modularity. What does all that mean? Pretty much providing a more balanced and sustainable ecosystem. From what I have read and understand, it takes better accounts for the needs of some of the users, as well as some of the systems that are seeking integration. Fun fact about Cardano, if you didn't know, is they didn't actually start out with a hard copy white paper. The white paper is essentially like a business plan for a blockchain tech that lays out the roadmap. Hey, here's what we're doing. Here's why we're doing it. Here's, what we plan on doing, blah, 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 blah. And they didn't really start out like that. So what they did was they took collective ideas and principles that were kind of industry standards from people all over different universities were really behind this one. And they kind of meshed them all together and just kind of built this ecosystem with people that were like, hey, this is a good idea, I love it. So what does Cardano actually do? I know we're talking about the cryptocurrency, but we're going to kind of touch on a little bit behind the numbers and what is it, and talk about the company itself and what they're doing, so you understand what the cryptocurrency is for. What their aim is to bring people that have been left out, that have not had access to a financial system where banks cannot be set up, i.e., many areas in Africa or Southeast Asia. We're talking places that just are still developing, and they need these kind of things. It can be designed to integrate in with the existing banking system to kind of help optimize things. So the currency itself, there is about 31 billion in supply, coins in supply. Right now, the market for Cardano is sitting right around 6 cents per coin. ADA is the symbol for that on the ticker there. And the total market supply will eventually be 45 billion coin. They want to build a system where it can be integrated in with other things. dApps can be built on top of their stack. I think it's a cool topic to talk about. I know a lot of other companies are kind of doing something similar, so it is really going to be a race to see who can kind of push towards this mass adoption. So many cryptocurrencies out there today. It very, very much so resembles like the internet in kind of the late 90s, early 2000s, where you kind of had this bubble of all these internet startups. Some of them may not survive. Same thing with cryptocurrencies. A lot of these companies may not be around in 5-10 years. I think Cardano looks like it's got a strong premise behind it. It's got a great idea. We're going to see about the execution part. Like I said, they have been targeting these areas where the financial access to the system has not really been available. What does it do? Cardano allows those, and it provides access to this new financial system in place, this DeFi system. So where people don't have access to a bank, or they have very hard trouble getting credit, or they have trouble providing an identity card to be able to get those kind of things. That's where Cardano comes into play, is they want to be able to give access to a financial system to those kind of people. So that's why they're doing what they're doing, and they're trying to spread essentially a new financial system to the world instead of going through the old legacy system. Now, on top of that, it seems like they are trying to deploy their technology to integrate in with the old financial system. So maybe some optimization, some efficiency changes, those kind of things. But at the end of the day, it seems like a very strong product. From some of the research I've done, I do like their project. I do like what they're working on. Their concept seems to be there, but there seems to be a lot of other competitors in the space as well. So we will see who will be the heavyweight champion when this is all said and done. But I believe Cardano will be one that flourishes here in the next few years. So cryptocurrency of the week, Cardano. Go have a look at it. And also, if you've not had a look at lunarcrush.com, go check it out. Sexy website. Today, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries, and everybody else out there, okay, everybody in the intergalactic universe, okay, we're bringing to you our crypto babe of the week. Swing.
Swing. Swing.
Okay, so this week we have Rachel Siegel. If you have not heard of Rachel Siegel, now you have. She's on Twitter. She's on Instagram at CryptoFinally. She is an absolute babe.
If she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
Not only that, she is fucking awesome. Let's just say I would let her manage my Bitcoin portfolio. She's smart. She's intelligent. She's a savage. She's well-spoken. She's beautiful. And she's sassy. She is part of the crypto frontier. She's been a pioneer in the space for a while. I'm hoping we can get her on the show so we can have a chat with her and pick her brain. But she is an absolute babe. She is the babe of the week this week.
She's a babe. She's a robo babe.
So for those of you who've not checked out Rachel Siegel, she's given just tons of great information. I've been following her now for a couple months on Twitter. I love her show. I love the information that she puts out. She's definitely one of those people that I like to listen to speak about certain topics because she breaks it down at such a great level. She also had a great video for those who were out there listening about the J.K. Rowling, where she was kind of interested about Bitcoin. She posted a nice little video about that. So if you have not checked out Rachel Siegel at CryptoFinally, go check her out, give her a follow. Like her show as well. Great resource to go learn some stuff. That was our crypto babe of the week.
Swing. Swing.
Swing. Folks, that is going to do it for this week's show. I do look forward to bringing on more guests. And I hope you guys liked some of these new little segments this week. Like I said, just trying to bring you guys some knowledge that I think has some value. And also, along the way, let's have some fun. I had a blast today. I hope you guys did too. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not, as always, go like, subscribe, smash the subscribe button. It's probably right here, maybe. Ooh, right there. Go smash it. Thank you. Okay. If you have not done that, like our Instagram, like our Twitter at CryptoLiveLeak. And as always, go check out blockrelations.com, the PR marketing agency for crypto and blockchain. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. Until next time, this is Benton from the intergalactic headquarters of Cryptopia, brought to you by CryptoLiveLeak. Over and out.